Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to share with you how I made this shift dress with Ankara and the plain fabric. So if this looks like what you're interested in, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. So the first thing I have here now is my fabric on the table. This is an African print fabric, also known as Ankara, and I am just going to get my hip measurement. The hip I'm working with is a round hip measurement divided by 4, and ensure that it is having about 6 inches extra because this dress is going to be free, as you can see. And I have this fabric folded into 4. This means I'm cutting the front and the back together. So from that top line, I'm just going to mark the chest line, and this is me trying to show you that my fabric is folded into 4. This means I have 2 folds, cutting the front and the back at the same time. So just keep on watching and you're going to understand how I'm going to do this with different necklines. So at the top part of this fabric, I'm marking my neckline, which is about 3.5 inches. That is the width of the neckline for both front and back. So it's a depth that varies. Make sure when you're marking your own neckline, the width is the same for both the front and the back. So for the front neckline, I'm making use of 8 inches or 8.5 inches. This totally depends on the person's chest line. And now I'm connecting it to create a V neckline. So if you don't know how to draft different necklines, I have a very useful video and I'm going to be putting it on the screen now, where you can see how to actually draft different kinds of necklines. So for the back neckline, as you can see, I marked just 1.5 inches so that it's not too deep, and I created a curve at that point. And now from the nape of the neck, that's the top line, I marked the bust point. Then on that point, I'm marking the round bust measurement divided by 4. Okay, so the round bust measurement divided by 4 is around 10.25 inches. And after marking that, I'm going to add about 3 inches to this measurement. This dress is going to be an A-shaped dress. This means that it's not straight down like a boo-boo. It has an A shape. So at the waist point, I'll also mark the waist point. At that waist point, I'll mark the waist divided by 4, and I'm going to add 3 inches as well. Then also add 1 inch for sewing allowance. So after doing this, I'll go under to the hip point, which is about 25 inches. Then on that point, that's where I'll mark the round hip measurement divided by 4. Then I'll add 3 inches for ease and add about 1.5, or I think I used 1 inch for this dress as sewing allowance. So after doing that, now come to this top line, which is serving as a shoulder line. Then I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2. So I'll mark that point, and what's left there, I'm going to use it as the sleeve length. This is a cut together sleeve. That's why I am marking it on this fabric. I hope you understand. I also have a different video where I explained all this in details, and I'll be putting that on the screen if you want to watch. So for the sleeve opening, I made use of 11 inches. That is how wide the sleeve is. And I'm just going to connect that from the top part to the bottom to meet the sleeve opening. So once that is done, I'm going to connect it to that point there where I have the round bust measurement where I marked first, and then I'm going to take it down, connect to the waist area. Can you see the shape it's already given? Then I'm going to open it down to the hip area. So for the full length, I needed this full length to be 37 inches. So I'm going to mark that at 7 inches point and add 1 inch sewing allowance, hemming allowance. So once I'm sure of the point, I'm just going to cut this out and work with what is needed. So before cutting out, I'm just trying to do my last checks to confirm that everything is in order before I start cutting out this fabric. I know I'm not the only one who does this, so it's okay to recheck your measurements before you cut, because once you cut out, there's nothing you can do to get back the fabric in one piece. So At that point, you want to make sure that there's a curve at that armhole point. So that's what I'm trying to show you now. Make sure it's a curve and don't make it sharp. So at the sleeve area of my boo-boo dresses, there's a certain way I like to cut out my sleeves. I'm also going to drop the video link so you can see what that means, because I can't start explaining right now. There is no time to do that. So for the neckline, I'm going to cut out the first neckline, which is the 1.25 inch, like this. And once I'm done, I'm going to take out the back part, keep it far away before I cut out the front neckline, which is deeper. Please make sure you take out the back fabric before you do this. Don't make a mistake to cut them together, because once you do that, you spoil your fabric. Okay, you're going to be having two deep necklines, and that's not what we want. So after doing this, I'm going to place my fabric that I'll be using to cut my facing, and I'll place this fabric, that's the back, which is a round neckline. I'm going to drop it like this. I did not know, my camera was not taking what I was supposed to take, but I have other videos where I've shown this clearly. It's not difficult. So I'll just trace the neckline like this and curve it out to get a facing. Can you see? Make sure it goes down by about 4 inches or 3.5. Then you curve it out like this and you have a facing. So this is what I'm going to use to turn the neckline of the back bodice. So I'm just trying to mark, because this fabric looks so alike on the front, the right and the wrong side. So I'm dropping this now on the right side of my fabric. So it's simply right side facing right side. So for the front part of this dress, the facing is different, obviously. I'm sure you saw that in the picture, that we have a black plain fabric serving as the facing. So what I'm going to do now is to use this plain fabric. I used Mikado for the plain fabric area. And now I'm going to trace out my V neckline like this. I hope you can see this. I'll simply trace out the V, and then I'm going to cut out this part. As you can see, it's not wide, so I'm just going to take it out like that. And according to the design, this plain fabric gets to the waist area, so I'm just going to lift up my fabric now and cut out under the waist area, just so that I can have excess to work with. So after doing this, I'm going to open my front fabric like this, and I'm going to be using this fabric I just cut out as the facing. But this time around, I'm going to be sewing from the wrong side. You know, usually when you are using a facing, you place it right side facing right side. But this time around, I placed the facing on the wrong side of the Ankara fabric and made the stitch so that when I turned it over, so now after stitching on the neckline, this is what I have. So that by the time I'm turning this over, I will now have the fabric on the right side of the Ankara print. So this is what I'm talking about. I stitched on the wrong side of the Ankara print, then turned it over to the right side of the print, because the design is at the right side, obviously. So this is what I have now. And you can see now that the neckline is very clean, and I have my V neckline looking so pretty. So after doing this, it is now time to analyze our style on the style inspiration. So what I simply did was to look critically at the picture, and I did my thing. So what I simply did was to go down at the bust point area, because when you look at that style, you see that the style is coming over like on top of the bust point. So from the center, I marked the nipple to nipple measurements divided by 2, which is 4 inches. Then I marked it towards that point, and I tried to connect it from the top part to come down like this and get that curve. I'm using a fabric chalk. So make sure any mark you are making on your fabric is light, and you would likely fold that part when stitching. I hope you understand what I just said. So I was trying to create the curve here. Then I decided at what point I wanted the curve to stop. And in anything I did, I just made sure that the curve, the point of this design was at the waist point. That is all I wanted. So whatever I did on that side, I came to the other side and I recreated the same thing. So after I got the design and I thought it was okay, I had to add 1/2 inch allowance all around this design because I'll be folding it and making a stitch. So I simply added about 1/2 inch. You can use your tape to do this, but I do not need to use a tape because I can simply figure out what 1/2 inch looks like by just looking at the fabric. Okay, so this is all about the design and tracing it out. So the next thing, the important step to do is to trace out this design very carefully. So I used my scissors, and please make sure you are not cutting the main fabric by mistake. So just raise it as high as possible to avoid stories that touch the hearts. So I went ahead, I traced it out carefully till I got what I wanted. And once I was done with that, I used my iron. My iron was of really great help at this point to keep this 1/2 inch point in place, because you really need to make sure these things are looking sharp as possible. So this is even when I was not even ready to stitch it yet. Just my iron, my pressing iron. In fact, my steam iron does a lot of magic. I would always recommend having a very good steam iron when you are sewing. So this is what it already looked like even before stitching it down. So what I'm going to do now is take this to my sewing machine and stitch it down and keep it in place. And another thing I need to mention is that you really need to use your pins. When you want to stitch this down, make sure you are making use of your pins. I did not show it, but I used pins. Please make use of pins. Like, I can't even emphasize enough if you don't want to suffer. Okay, so this is what it looked like after doing the stitching it down. And you can see our design is in place, and that is all about this front design. The next thing we need to tackle now is to join this shoulders so that I can attach the design on the sleeves. So I simply placed the fabric together and joined at the shoulder with about 1/2 inch. What I'm doing now is to attach pockets. In my previous video I just uploaded on this channel, I attached pockets. So please make sure you watch that video. You'll see it on the screen right now. I'm going to be linking that video. Okay, and as you can see at the back part, I've attached the facing and I turned it to the other side, used hemming gum to lay it flat on the fabric. So if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, I don't really know what you're waiting for. I put up very useful content every week, so make sure you subscribe. So for the sleeve area, as you can see, I was using my tape. I simply took the measurement of that area, that's the sleeve point. I cut out a fabric of about 4 inches, 4.5 inches, and folded it into two. I used interfacing to make it a bit stiff because I needed structure for the sleeves area. So after folding it down, I just attached it at that point like this. Because of the interface, it was feeling a bit strong, so that's why I was struggling to use my pin at this point. So I simply attached it at the area and I stitched by 1/2 inch. I repeated the same process at the bottom part of this dress, and that's basically all about this dress. I attached my cover customized press-on buttons. I don't know what it's called though. Okay, so I did that, and that was all about the dress. If you learned anything new in this video, please make sure you subscribe, and see you in my next video. Bye.